Put your hands together. See, I've been drinking. I'm starting to stumble over my words.
Yes, very.
Tashina, Tamika, give it up. Give it up. Put your hands together, please.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. Thank you for the warm welcome. As you said, this is my first time. It's my new book. Thank you. It's called Selfish is the New Sexy. And it's a woman empowerment book. It can help everybody, but I do believe that if you heal the woman, then you heal everybody. Okay. So I would like to read, for my first time, okay, that's my nerves. Okay, we getting them out. Channeling, okay. So I'm going to read the introduction. I ain't going to take up too much of your time, but I'm going to read the introduction. In our struggle for freedom, truth is the only weapon we possess. The Dalai Lama. What comes to mind when you think of a flower? Thank you. The simple beauty of a flower has been seen as a symbol that brings joy while showing love and appreciation. It is a great example for everyone who wants to relax and enjoy life. The flower will bloom until the shine from its magnificence has graced the world for all who were meant to realize it. The blossom delights, flourishing. It is perfect at being a flower and doing what it was meant to do. Being only what it was meant to be. Regardless of the day, of the week, or the time of the year, as the leaves grow larger, change color, shrivel, and flaw, the bloom will always allow nature to take its course. It automatically knows it must change and experience growth. It will never waste a second trying to stop what comes natural to it. Deplete itself unnecessarily, or block itself from sunlight, water, or soil. No matter what type of flower it is, it will never try to compete with others on earth. It knows its place. It will not shrink itself so another flower can bloom or try to overshadow the beauty of another. It just radiates love, shines, and attracts what it needs. It lives on creating and leaving seeds that continue to construct more and more beauty in all of our environments, continuously providing nourishment and facilitating expansion in the world for future generations to come. They may not love what comes with every season, but they bounce back in full glory as they change. All they do is live in their perfection, naturally serving in so many ways until their time on this earth is done. The flower is made of the same physical material, spirit, energy, and love as you are. Yes. Luckily for it, there is nothing in it that causes it to doubt their knowledge or lose their purpose. Instead of radiating love and perfection like the flower, you have been finding ways to block chances to be happy and in an unnatural battle against your excellence. How many times have you beat up on yourself or convinced yourself that you're not worthy of something you desire? How many times have you been trying, striving, thirsting hard to prove your greatness? Are you still waiting for others to see it and commend you for it? Do you feel shame and envy because your roots and beauty are different from others? When will you stop denying yourself from allowing love and seeing all of the beauty inside yourself every opportunity you can? I had to ask myself the very same questions because I was doing the same thing. How much more time until you have punished yourself enough? You've denied yourself from what you naturally desire, from what inspires you, the nurturing you require, and your right to shine through in this life that is yours, the way you choose. You have refused to recognize, honor, and appreciate the value that you bring to this world. By appreciate, I mean raise the value of instead of depreciating. Instead of enjoying every amazing thing that is meant to aid in your growth while helping you understand what makes you happy and more fruitful, you have been focusing on what you fear and what you don't want. Sometimes you may have even tried to block another from being what they were meant to be if it didn't sit right with you. Or make you happy. Maybe it's time to get back to being more like that flower. Every single one is different. None try to be other than what they were meant to be or change another. And neither should you. Do you want to be happier, healthier, have a loving, more satisfying life? Why wouldn't you want that, right? Most would say that's their desire. I always said that while doing the opposite and putting myself in positions that didn't make me happy. I wasn't doing what I needed to do to truly live the way I said I wanted to. Are you? In the beginning, I was inspired to write this book for me. My desire is that I would help others too, but that was an added bonus. What I'm about to share with you is what I believe to be one of the best ways to get everything you could ever want because it has helped me tremendously. But just because it has worked for me doesn't mean it's for you. And even though my intention is to help and share, my true belief is that no one can help you, guess what? More than you. It's fine if you believe it's wrong to be selfish. Okay, I get it. I get the title. Selfish the new sexy. Okay. But understand, if I had not decided to write this for myself, first and foremost, there would be no book to serve as an aid for those who could benefit. I know. Selfish has been an ugly word for a long time. The word has been demonized. Even admitting that you could have made you ostracized. It's associated with being stingy, greedy, which is a how dare you, stab you in the back and front, kick you while you down, and pour salt in your wounds type of offense. Many believe it to be downright nasty and disgusting evil that will cause you to end up sad, miserable, and alone. That's what they say. Anyway, it never should have mattered what they said. But they became people who taught those who taught us that somehow we're attached to. Now, I have seen others and have personally spent so much of my own precious life so concerned with being selfless, like they told me to be, that somehow along the road I forgot to take care of myself. I forgot that I was supposed to appreciate myself. I forgot that I am entitled to nothing less than love, harmony, and happiness. So where must that come from first? From me, of course. That's the part that they forgot to tell us. All of the work I had to do and am still doing has always had to start within me before I could see those changes in my life. Being that flower means loving, accepting, and allowing yourself to bloom as you were meant to, and allowing the same for others. How evil is that really? It sounds quite nourishing to me. My self-love and entitlement journey started when I accepted that I am like many others who have suffered from oppression, depression, and trauma. I was depressed and I kept it hidden pretty well, even from myself. I really didn't believe it or trust myself, my importance, and my strength. I felt unbelievably sad, lost, anxious, guilty, shameful, trapped. And while I smiled all the time in public, I secretly cried a lot. I was heartbroken and felt a low sense of self-worth. I stopped doing things I once enjoyed and isolated myself from all people I loved. My once vibrant, high energy was very low and depleting quicker than I could replenish it. It was pointed out to me by friends of mine on 2 separate occasions that I had been suffering from depression. Initially, I did not want to believe or even confront it as a strong and powerful woman. I could never admit that. It made me feel weak. While I wanted to be viewed as an expert, I was living in an internal nightmare of sadness that lingered because I was not dealing with it. The last thing I wanted to do was shine a light on it. Then I realized what I was doing wrong. The first time I took a step back and really examined my life, I realized that I had been sabotaging my happiness for a very long time. I started to notice the things I was thinking, saying, and doing. One more time. I started to notice the things that I was thinking, saying, and doing, as well as excuses I was making that kept me in an unhappy cycle. I had fears that I couldn't and wouldn't admit that kept my light dim. Part of me knew that I was stopping myself from getting everything I wanted, but I was unconsciously punishing myself for reasons I wasn't even aware of, and even in ways I didn't completely know about. I had to figure out how to make a change. Thank you guys. I appreciate you reading, listening to our book. If you would like to buy the book, it's on selfishandsexy.com, on Amazon. Selfish is the new sexy. My Instagram is Ashima Tamika. Thank you guys.